me, Angel, and we are back again here with a new Minor Poison video in League 3. I'm going to be showing you guys how strong Minor Poison is for all you guys who are trying to push up to Ultimate Champion. So as you can see, our opponent here, Diego Sakok, I think you pronounce the name, is playing a log bait deck with wall breakers. It's going to be a really spammy deck, but the great thing is we have Royal Delivery in this deck. As you guys seen from our previous videos, Royal Delivery helps a lot with all these spam decks. So going to this match, I was feeling pretty confident. I love going against log bait just because I usually have, the advantage in this matchup. So it makes me feel a little bit easier. But as you can see here, he goes and puts the princess at the bridge here. I drop my Royal Delivery. And also, if you guys didn't know, I am doing a voiceover. I just feel like a voiceover does a little bit better for me overall. But you guys let me know what you guys think. You guys do live commentary voiceovers. I just feel like with voiceovers, I can kind of get my thoughts out a little bit better. But you guys let me know down below. So he throws a Goblin Barrel back in the same spot before. I could have gone ahead and dropped my Berserker, but here I kind of panicked with the Miner and the Dark Goblin. Fortunately, when I dropped the Miner, I was able to retarget the Dark Goblin, so I wasn't hitting my tower for too much damage, because if you leave the Dark Goblin alone, man, it will go work on you. Another great thing about my deck here with the Minor Poison deck is that we have Evil Cannon too, so like we have an ample amount of ways to go ahead and destroy log bait. I mean, the cannon splash radius, the poison, the log, and the Royal Delivery is like pretty much a free matchup. Even though it is a matchup you guys should be winning, there are opportunities and times where you could lose depending on how well they spam you, but it's all about doing your best to control the match at your own pace. So here I throw my Evil Skeletons in the back. I throw them in the back just because in this matchup they're not going to really be doing too much. He does throw his Dark Goblin in the back. I was kind of hoping that Dark Goblin will kind of walk up to where my Miner was so I can go ahead and kill it, but unfortunately didn't. So I'm going to log here so I can go ahead and get the Dark Goblin out the way. And then here I kind of panic. I meant to throw my, Royal Delivery on the left-hand side, not on the right-hand side. But, he ends up getting a lot of damage, and going against the Evil Goblin Barrel is pretty tough for my deck too, because before I used to have Electro Spirit in there, and it'd be a lot easier to defend. But now that I only have Skeletons, it does make it a little bit tougher to defend. But fortunately here, I didn't take too much damage, and I wasn't down that much, but that was a pretty good push. And as you can see here, these new log bait players are really good at spamming. And then like right here, as you can see, Royal Delivery just worked out so perfectly, just killing everything on the board right there. If I didn't have Royal Delivery, I would have to use a lot more elixir, but getting all those positive liquid trades is kind of what you want to do here in this matchup. Just try to get as many positive trades as you can, just so you can throw in as minor poisons onto their tower. So here I do a cool trick where I use the Little Prince's ability to go ahead and kill the Goblin Gang or Goblin Barrel. So if you guys don't know about that, definitely use that for the next time if you guys do use Little Prince. I will say Little Prince isn't the strongest champion, but now that it doesn't have a 3-card cycle anymore, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit better, but I do miss a 3-card cycle sometimes still. But here I use my Evil Skeletons, and my Royal Delivery to go ahead and take out the Evil Barrel. As you can see here, we're in pretty much control this matchup. There's no way we lose this one from here. We just got to play some good defense. I'm going to throw a Miner up here, and I'm going to go ahead and log the Evil Wall Breakers, or the regular Wall Breakers, sorry. It was just easier to log him just because I have the Royal Delivery, so I can go ahead and counter his Goblin Barrel. Here I go ahead and use my Little Prince ability just to be kind of annoying. Unfortunately, he does play his Goblin Barrel at the same time that I use my ability, so it'll give me no elixir. But the good thing is he put it on the left or bottom right hand side. I was able to catch my Berserker, and as you can see right there, a pretty easy win. So here our next match against Woj Band. I was checking my iPhone to make sure I was recording, but I go ahead and split the Skeletons in the middle. I like splitting the Skeletons in the middle because sometimes people like to go Princess first play, and I can usually catch it by splitting the Skeletons right there. So here we're going against a pretty crazy mid-ladder deck. It is Evo Mega Knight, Evo Witch, and Electro Wizard. As you can see here, we kind of started in the middle of the match just because I had some issues with my recording. I think I was recording for you guys with a voice, and as you guys know, I do a pretty bad job at kind of recording my videos sometimes, but I got a call and it kind of messed up my recording. So here we are in the middle of the match. So I throw a Minor Berserker up there just to apply some pressure, so hopefully I can kind of take some pressure off that side we're trying to push on. Here we got some pretty good damage with the Berserker and the Minor push, so I go ahead and place my cannon Cannon's matchup is pretty good because Cannon does so much damage to the Mega Knight. And here I dropped my roll delivery too. The amazing things I had roll delivery to the minions. The only bad thing is that I kept missing them, but as you can see here, we do a pretty clean defense. I think the mini Pekka gets a heat here. No, it doesn't. I was able to play my skulls that time. So yeah, so pretty good defense there. I will say though, playing against Evil Mega Knight and Evil Witch is super annoying, and I wish Clash Royale would just ban this card to the ground. But the great thing is Roll Delivery does a phenomenal job against all his spam, because if he just puts everything together, the Roll Delivery does amazing splash damage, and so does the poison, so that's pretty good on my end too. Evil Witch is pretty annoying as well too. I was trying to play the Evil Cannon to kind of splash it, but didn't think I was able to get any good damage on it, so I just go ahead and play the Roll Delivery. Roll Delivery does a phenomenal job against the Evil Witch, and he also has a freeze too, which I forgot to mention, which is a pretty crazy deck. I mean, this deck is just made to cheese out people. Just because Mega Knight, Mini Pekka, and the freeze is pretty crazy. So here I dropped my Evil Cannon to take out those minions, because typically he was going minions and Mega Knight, so I thought he was going to play his Mega Knight there too. Fortunately, he drops in the back, so it allows me to build up a great defense for my Little Prince in the back. As you guys can see here, my Little Prince is kind of like the backbone of my defense. If you take out my Little Prince here, I'm in big trouble. But as you can see, the poison delivery here does a phenomenal job of cleaning everything up here. As you can see, Mini Pekka's almost dead. He throws minions to the poison, and we take out his Mega Knight for a really clean defense. Usually, guys, you want to go ahead and just protect the Little Prince as much as possible, just because I said before, the Little Prince is pretty much where the most of the damage comes from for your defense. So yeah, so Mini Pekka there. I drop my Roll Delivery once again, hoping to catch the minions, but as you can see, I seem to keep missing him just because he keeps playing in the middle, and I'm trying to play it to where I can hit everything, but I don't. But there I dropped a nice cannon just to go ahead and defend against everything there. And like I said, since he has no big spell here in this matchup, Cannon and the Little Prince do a phenomenal job just because he can't kill it. As you can see, he just keeps spamming at the bridge, you know, a little desperate, but as you can see, he barely touched my tower. So this deck has amazing defense, and as you can see, another clean win. So yeah, guys, like I said, this deck is pretty awesome. And here our next match, we're going against allpower_YouTube, another fellow YouTuber. Maybe I'll check him out, or maybe you guys will check him out. Who knows? You know, I'm here to support all Clash Royale YouTubers where I can. So here we're playing against Mini Pekka, Elite Barbarians, Rage, so another crazy mid-ladder deck. But the great thing here is, like I said, we have amazing defense. As long as we play pretty perfect, there's no way they can break through our defense here. As you can see, I learned from my last video, if you guys can see my last video, where I kept dropping my Little Prince too low and the Elite Barbarians got to my tower. And I was pretty much down like half a tower in the beginning of the matchup, but I ended up coming back from that deficit. If you guys want to watch that video down below, if you guys want to watch that video, it's my most recent video. But here he also has a Little Prince, a regular Prince, which is pretty crazy. So he has Elite Barbarians, Mini Pekka, Prince, Arrows, and Bomber. I mean, just in the Prince and the Mini Pekka itself is a pretty crazy amount of DPS. And he also has Princess too. When he dropped Princess for the first time, I thought he was playing like a log big deck, so I was kind of holding off my log to see what I was going to hit. And fortunately, it was just a Princess, so the Princess was pretty much taken care of at that point. Here I throw a Miner in, and he also had Evo Archers, which is pretty interesting. Like, this deck is pretty crazy all around. Like, this is kind of like a pretty homemade, you know, not standard deck that a lot of like pro players like to use here. So having Evo Skeletons in this matchup also helps a lot too, just to be able to force out a lot of elixir. And as you can see, I shut down a 4 elixir Mini Pekka with 1 elixir, so it's a pretty big elixir exchange there. He plays his Prince of the Bridge too, which is pretty crazy. This dude is just putting everything there. But fortunately for us, you know, like I said, the cannon has amazing DPS, and so does the Little Prince. So it's a pretty easy defense there. Here, pop my ability, and I also drop my Roll Delivery, hoping to keep my Little Prince alive. That way I can just kind of be annoying, just because he doesn't have a big spell. So the longer I keep my Little Prince alive, the more he has to waste. And there he wastes some arrows. So I just go ahead and drop a free poison, just because I didn't really have a play to make. I drop my I drop my Berserker to counter the Mini Pekka, log the Princess away, and then we got another clean defense. As you can see there, I also dropped a Miner. So I'm getting some free chip damage on top of the poison I dropped. So we're looking pretty solid here. I don't really see how he breaks through this. I do think, or I remember correctly, I think he gives up right here because he doesn't play anything anymore. So let's see. if I'm right at this moment. Yeah, so he does give up here, which is pretty cool. It makes it easy to get these matchups over with, just because, as you guys know, with Minor Poison, the matches kind of take a lot longer, just because, you know, they're not like one push type of decks. You have to kind of play the whole match, even overtime, to get these wins. So yeah, good win. Here we're going against our next person called Flojo, and as you can see, I put my phone do not disturb. This guy right here has a pretty crazy deck. He has Elixir Pump and 3 Musketeers. I will say it's pretty cool seeing 3 Musketeers kind of making it back into the meta. I feel like that card was kind of forgotten, so yeah. But as you can see here, this starts off pretty rough just because I threw my miner in the back, not expecting to have, you know, an Elixir Pump. I feel Elixir Pump kind of fell out the meta, but having that, I had to force out some extra Elixir to go ahead and counter that, so he ended up dropping his what's it called? Yeah, so that he drops the 3 Musketeers, which is pretty crazy at the bridge. But fortunately, I had my roll delivery there, so I was able to counter everything for pretty cheaply. I did take some damage, but not too much. But he did drop his Ram Rider, what I meant to say a little bit earlier. So he has a Ram Rider, Barbarian Barrel, 3 Musketeers, Elixir Pump deck, which is pretty cool. Like I said, this deck is, or this matchup or video was what I meant to say. Goodness gracious, I can't talk. Has been pretty fun, a lot of crazy decks. But yeah, so here, I just throw my Berserker at the bridge because I want to apply some pressure, and I don't really want to throw my miner in because now that I know that he has the Elixir Pump, I want to kind of be careful with my miner so I can have something to counter it. Here I go ahead and drop a cannon, get an easy defense there. As a clean defense, and he throws his pump on the other side, but fortunately I have my poison, so I was able to counter it for a pretty cheap amount of elixir. The only thing that sucks though is like I think the poison on a pump is a -1 trade for me, so he does win that exchange, but not too much. Here I decide to kind of let the Barbarian Barrel go just because I wasn't trying to waste so much elixir, because I knew he had his 3 Musketeers coming up and his Evo Ram Rider. The crazy thing too is he had his Monk, and Monk is really good against my deck because, as you know, the Little Prince is a range unit, so the Monk kind of counters the Little Prince every single time. But for right there, that was a pretty clear defense. And as you can see, he drops his 3 Musketeers in the back. I poisoned the right-hand side just to kind of get it over with. It's easier to go ahead and just kind of take him out as easy as you can. And for me too, knowing I have the roll delivery, I know I can get a pretty clean defense here. I do a nice little surround with the Ghost to go ahead and take the Ghost out, put a Berserker down there. I go ahead and drop my roll delivery. I kind of dropped it in the wrong angle because I was trying to hit the Musketeer, but I didn't get it. And here the Evo Skeletons just prove once again why they're so awesome. Just because I feel like people have been running a lot of like arrows and not really cheap ways to kind of defend the Evo Skeletons. So, you know, makes things pretty worthwhile to take the Evo Skeletons because you get a pretty good elixir trade from them. There, as you can see, they started chaining a little bit, so I thought at that moment I was going to win, but he does drop his Bar Barrel, and then he drops his 3 Musketeers in the back again. So here I poisoned them once again. I always like to poison the side with the most Musketeers, just to kind of get it easier to defend everything. Here I just drop my miner on the bottom just to go ahead and defend the Ghost, and I drop my Evo Cannon to defend against the Evo Battle Ram, and I drop my roll delivery to defend the other side. But as you can see here, the roll delivery is showing out to be pretty clutch just because it helps take out, you know, anything behind the Monk that you typically wouldn't be able to hit, just because the Monk's ability does a great job reflecting everything. Here I was like, oh my goodness, no way. Maybe what's going on, going to connect again, and they do connect. And from here we get a nice easy win. So yeah, man, as you can see, Evo Skeletons are awesome. Definitely recommend you guys using them in your deck if you have them. And that's pretty much it for that video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.